Hi, today I'm just going to do a little bit more work refactoring some of the functions in my life counter app that I was working through a little bit yesterday. So yeah, there's plenty of functions unfortunately in here where I'm reusing a lot of the same code over and over. So for example, in this section here, where we choose how many players we're going to have, we can choose 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 players. Each of these buttons keep reusing the same code fundamentally. So today I just want to break that out a little bit and see if we can make the whole program a little bit tidier. So the first thing I want to, in this case, do is take these widgets and break them out to their own function. And let's call that function player count option. We need to pass it the So if that returns here we go. So we're going to return padding. Everything should be the same except there we go. We want to return new player count as the onPressed action, and we want to return that as the string. So we will save that, and let's see where that's gone wrong. Nope, that's worked. So now we should be able to replace all this code five, 6, yeah, 7 should not work. Well, it should show in there, but I haven't made the app actually support 7 players, so we don't want to choose 7. Perfect. So we've saved ourselves from reusing that little bit of code there 6 times. We only use it once now, and or 5 times rather. Now we should have more places to do that. This code has a lot of reuse. So let's have a look here. Top line is just for that one. And then we've got the 5 widgets here. And what makes a widget different? So it's the asset name here, and it's the state that it sets here for the player image to be used. Okay, so let's rip out one of these buttons. And let's call this, oh, okay, so this is Y icon and yellow ball. So we'll call it player image button Y icon png. And yellow ball. Okay, so let's make the widget function that's going to be called player image button. It's going to take string for the icon and a string for the image name, and we're going to return that widget now. It wants to know the player number as well, so let's pass that. And now where's that first call? It's going to be unhappy because we've added an extra player number. Okay. So that should be happy. Oh, there's a semicolon at the end. Save that. Reload that. Change color. There we go. So now we can reuse this. 2, 3, 4. So it goes blue icon, black icon, red icon, green icon, blue, black, red. Was the red one? Oh, the red was just called life ball. That was the first colour I did. Green. So we should have a whole bunch of double up there. And it's complaining that we go over the edge of the canvas there because it's a constrained area. But it's easy enough, we don't need all this duplicated code anymore. There we go. Now I did notice, however, I specifically had padding on the green one of 3 pixels on the right. So if we have a look up here, what happens if we just pad the green one here? Wrap with a widget. Padding. We only want a 2 on the right, I think. There we go. 3 on the right. I think we'll make that a little bit more even. That's better. Now, the N icon, I think we can actually get away. There we go, we've reused the same code for the no frame option. So we've reduced probably about 7 or 8 pages of code, so two pages of code there. It's making a little bit of progress tidying this up. Now you can do the same, I should think, for the buttons along the bottom where we choose the background color. Now we'll want to reuse a slightly different bit of code here. So we'll get rid of this and we'll call this background color button. So we'll need the player number again. And I think what we're going to want is the color. Look curiously, I am using a different color here for the black to the actual color, which is a slightly lighter color. So that tells me I want swatch color layer color. So in this case that's going to be the same for both. But actually background color button. So and for the player number string for the swatch color. Oh no, not color. That's string. It's a color. And color. Oh no, we've lost our clipboard. So it was a copy of this, but it had our white player option. So swatch color goes there. Color goes there. And player numbers there. Turns a semicolon. It should actually, if I save and run this, I've got the blue values in here, so this should become blue here, which we don't actually want it to. There we go. But it is doing what we thought it would do, which is always a positive sign. So this one needs to be a lighter white colour. So I think that will do. The next one is the blue. Then the next one is the black. Maybe we can do a little bit darker than white 10. Let's go white. Yeah, that'll do. And so that's the black. Now we've got the red and green. Get rid of these ones we're not using anymore. So we're just using red and green. Should be easy enough to just type up. Oh, did we make white too white? Does it not want to show white at all in the swatch form of the dialog? There we go. We can probably get away with a lighter white on the background. And as long as that's not so white that we can't see it with the writing on its own, I think that's alright. I think we probably want to do the same thing we did up here. Add in some padding on the last element. There we go, that's just got those elements on the right hand side a little bit more in line with each other. Yeah, so I have been considering putting an option here also to change the life color, so maybe they could make it black or white writing. So let's just have a quick look at our icons we've got available. Could do that, or if we could have a number in there, that'd be even better. That would be a lot better if it could be the number 20, but that's not going to work. Yeah, I think font here is actually fit for purpose. So what would that look like if we it's going to be before that one. Yeah, what type of button is that going to be? Let's just recycle one of these first. How do we do an icon again? Now, font download. So we don't really want to change that here. We just want to see it on the navigator for the minute. Okay. that's our icon. Now we've got two options here. We have the font download, we have the font download outline too, which I think might fit for our other purpose. But let's go size 40. Okay. Now this is going to change something we haven't actually tracked before, which is the font color. So there we go. We've got a function that creates all the defaults for players and one that resets it too. That's a little bit messy too, but it'll do for the minute. We might refactor that later too. Okay, so all the players have a color. And we just created an option here to player font colors. So can we refactor that? Each player's only got one color. Now, can we see where the... Okay, so this is where we put the plus and minus icons. I think this here is the color used on the player's font. So this is going to be player font color of the player number. Perfect. So now if we actually started our instantiation here, if this was black, we rerun it, this should be black, or that one. Now that's an interesting one. With opacity, black might not be black. Oh, that works. Okay, So let's start being white again. And let's have our reset button. Background color option, choose new color. This should be this one here where we can choose white. The response should be player. Font color becomes white. Now we can do one more of this one. And use font download outlined. Black. Black and white. Now we've got some really funky stuff happening with our spacing here. Seems to be padding an awful lot. I wonder if we're shrink wrapping the wrong element there. But I think we need the rounded border component, so maybe we can drop that. There seems to be something about this flat button that is forcing a really wide margin. Now, previously I believe I'd used this tap target size to override that. What have we got? We've got press. Edge insets geometry as part of a flat button. And material tap target size. That's just called padding. Yeah, this is quite a useful thing. This show debug paint shows you where all the margins are from things. Meantime, don't mind this shorter version of this. So that's white 54. Oh no, colors white. And icon is from download. Okay. Min width. That's looking more like it. I think we actually have about 45 pixels wide on most of these menu items. And let's throw padding on the right. That's looking a lot more centered. Black writing, white writing, no image. Now that's one reason I didn't use a black background initially, because I didn't like to lose it in the status bar. So let's find our black options. Oh. Okay, 45, maybe if we try 26. Nope. Try and restart that and see if it's still doing the same thing. Yeah, that's just too much contrast. I think we might need to use the darkest one. That's better. If we do the black, it's looking good. Okay, I think we've made a little bit of progress tidying that up. We've actually improved the back-end code for this a good deal and streamlined a lot of that, as well as added some new functionality. Now, the black writing isn't the best choice on the darkest of options, but at least people now have the choice if they wanted to use it on the lighter options. We could possibly look at putting an outline on this writing here if the color is black. That might be something to consider. But in the meantime, I think that's enough for today. So we might just stop there and yeah, we'll do some more coding tomorrow.